Hi guys, today I'm going to have a brief discussion about convection, and the aim of this lecture is to learn how to work with Simscape in dealing with a problem of convection. So I'm going to have a brief discussion about the physics, and I start by what convection is. So previously, in the previous tutorial I talked about conduction, and I said that this is the major mode of heat transfer for solids and stationary liquids. And I mentioned that for moving fluids, when there is a gas or liquid moving, then you have to deal with convection. And the difference between convection and conduction is something called advection. So when the fluid or solid is stationary, only you have diffusion. So the molecules do not move. They are only transferring their energy by incidence, by collision, or by sending waves. But when the fluid is moving, there is another effect in action. It is advection, and advection is the effect of the fluid motion. So molecules take up heat and go away. That transportation, that is going to have a major effect in increasing the rate of heat transfer. So as we had a Fourier's law in conduction case, we have a Newton's law of cooling for conduction. And you can see here the heat rate Q is equal to H times A times delta T. So you have to know the surface temperature and free stream temperature. So A is area, the surface area of heat transfer, and H is a coefficient, which finding it is the major problem of convection. Since this value, this convection heat transfer coefficient, is a function of the fluid properties, is definitely important. So for different fluids, for example, air or oil or water, you expect different properties, different diffusivity, different conductivity, and so a different convection heat transfer coefficient. So you must know fluid properties. And another question is the fluid, for example, experiencing a phase change? Is it condensing as in a condenser? Is it evaporating? All those effects can change this value. The other thing is the fluid motion. So the Reynolds number, which is a function of the fluid velocity, that is going to affect this value. So, and also, for example, the angle of attack, the angle of this fluid motion and its velocity, they are going to change this coefficient. And also the surface geometry. Is the surface a sphere, a cylinder? Is it an airfoil? Is it a plane wall? Is the wall stationary? Is the wall vertical? Is it horizontal? All of these different settings, they can affect this value. And there are some correlations out there which you have to rely on in finding this value. So as opposed to conductivity was a coefficient that you could go to material tables and find it. But for H, you cannot there is no table to give you an H value. For example, for air at some temperature, at some pressure. H is not only a function of fluid properties. You have to know the geometry in the fluid motion. And most of the times you have to rely on the correlations out there. You have to simplify. You have to use your engineering judgments to find out which correlation suits you. And I'm going to solve a problem in Simscape just to get it started. It is going to be an easy example, but we will learn how to deal with difficult examples later on. So stay with me. So imagine you have your hand outside your car, a moving car, and in this problem, we know the surface temperature of the hand. It is at 30 degrees Celsius. So the point is, when you want to calculate the heat transfer between your hand and the outside air, you must know the surface temperature of your hand. Not the heart temperature, not the blood temperature, not the deep down temperature in your hand. You need the surface temperature. So this problem gave us, luckily, the surface temperature. It is at 30 degrees Celsius. And the fluid is moving, the vehicle is moving at 35 kilometers per hour in air at -5 degrees Celsius. So this is the free air stream temperature. That is T infinity in the Newton's law of cooling. And we do know the convection coefficient in this problem. It is 40 watts per square meters Kelvin. So when we know the H, it means that we do not need this value. So if the problem hadn't gave us this value, we had a definitely rough time finding it out. But in this example, it is a beginner example. We know H. So I go to Simulink, I go to library browser, and I find Simscape. Then under a foundation library, I go thermal elements, and I find convective heat transfer. Also, I need a thermal sensor, I need a flow rate sensor, and from these thermal sources, I need two temperature sources. So one of them is going to be your hand, and the other one is going to be the air outside. So the hand surface temperature was at 30 degrees Celsius, and the air outside was -5 degrees Celsius. Also, I need a PS Simulink converter to display the heat transfer rate, and I need a solver configuration, and I make sure that I simulate from steady state. Now, how about convective heat transfer? So I double click on it, and again, as in the conduction block, we have multiple options. You can have a constant H or a variable H. And if I choose variable, I can send a signal to this block and tell it what H is. But in my case, it is a constant. I know it is 40 watts per Kelvin square meters. And how about the area? Since the problem asked me about the convection heat flux, I know that the area has to be equal to 1. So the heat flux is the same as heat rate, but only it has been divided by area. And if you compare the two formulas, if instead of A, I write 1, and I take the area to be equal to 1, then I'm going to have heat flux. So that's not going to be a problem for me. So I set area equal to 1, and I run the case. You see 1400 watts. That is going to be the first part of the problem. But the second part says, how about if you put your hand into water? And the water is at 10 degrees Celsius, and the coefficient is 900 watts per square meters Kelvin. So I create a copy of my model. It is going to be at 10 degrees Celsius, and it is 900 watts per Kelvin square meters. I run the model, and you see it is 1.8 times 10 to the power 4. So it is 18,000. And the result that we can conclude from this example is that although air was 15 degrees colder than water, but the heat transfer rate from your hand into water is much greater for the second case, for the water case. And the reason behind that is this high value of H for water. And later on, we will learn how to find this value of H. We are going to deal with different correlations. And for now, I want to conclude this session. Thank you for watching. I hope to see you again next time.